Hi, and welcome to my little corner of the internet. If you're new here, my name is Anna. I am a makeup artist from Manchester. If you watched my absolute disaster of the previous video, I did part 1 of 3 of me testing some new skin tints because I accidentally bought 3 instead of 1. Don't ask, it's a thing. I will link the part 1 down below. It is worth watching just for the sheer disaster of the whole thing. Let's say, spoiler alert, I wasn't a fan. Today I am doing part 2. So today I am trying out the L'Oreal Serum Foundation or Serum Tint. I am wearing it, so again, I'm staying at a bit of a distance, not to give away too much of how I'm feeling at this stage. I'm gonna pop it on my skin, I'm gonna let you know what I think, and then we'll do a few check-ins as the day goes on, just to see how it's wearing, how it's feeling on the skin, how it's behaving kind of colour-wise, if it's creasing, all things like that. Just like we did in the previous video, really. So if that's something that you think you might be interested in, please keep on watching. Please like and comment and subscribe. Switch on the notifications because there will be a part 3 of this, which will be the fine skin tint. Please let me know in the comments if there are any other skin tints you think I should try. I will probably buy them because, who could have too many skin tints? And yeah, let me know what you think. Let's keep on watching. So today we are trying out the L'Oreal True Match Nude Tinted Serum, which I keep seeing and I wanted to try it for ages, so I'm really pleased that I finally got it in my hands. I have the shade 2 to 3 light. There is a lighter one, there's a 0.5 to 2, which is the fair, but it looked very pink toned. And if you have watched any of my videos before, I do have a warm undertone, so I thought it was going to be too pink. With it being a serum, I can work with it being a tiny bit dark, because obviously the coverage is a bit more sheer, or should be. Looking at you, Nix. So I have prepped and primed my skin, just like we did in the previous video. It's nice and hydrated, and I'm going to do exactly the same as we did last time. So this side of my face we're going to use the brush, this side of the face we're going to use the beauty bouncer, which is clean, it's just stained because everything stains for me. Just have a slight intermission while the dog is barking at the postie. So brief intermission while the dog barked at the postman. I'm giving it a good shake. Being a serum feels like the thing to do, and we're gonna give it a go. So it comes with a dropper, which I do like, but do you remember when we all used to like drop things on our face? Don't do that. I'm gonna drop it on my hand instead. So brush side is on. As you probably saw, it went on really, really dark. But once I started putting it on, it's sheared out that much that I don't actually think it looks bad. I'm just taking it down on my neck a little bit. But I feel like I could make that work. So I'm gonna do the other side with the bouncer. So I just pop some on my neck as well, just to even my skin tone out a bit. I don't usually wear a low cut top anyway, so it doesn't really matter, but it shears out that much that I can make it work. So let's have a look more up close. So this is definitely more the kind of coverage I would have expected from a tint, which is that it's basically not covered anything really, which is fine because I wouldn't expect it to. It's just slightly evened out my skin tone and just made me look like I've actually had some sleep, which is a lie. There's not much difference that I can see between the blender side and the brush side. I think that's just a light reflection rather than it being an edge there. I can't feel it at all, which is a great difference from the previous one. Please do watch part 1 because if nothing else, it's very entertaining. I will also say it's making my skin feel really lovely. It is very much, it feels like I've put a moisturizer or a serum on, which I have, but you know what I mean, it feels like skincare rather than makeup. I might just pop a little bit more on just with the blender just to see if it's buildable. I'd be quite happy to just leave it like this, but for the sake of this video I will put another layer on just to see if we can build it up. It's definitely giving me more colour. I'm not sure if it's giving much more coverage, possibly a little bit. I always use this as a kind of a marker for how much coverage something is giving me, because this is probably the most obvious mark on my face. So it's definitely kind of deepened the colour a little bit. But you know what? I'm really not hating it so far. I am, however, hating that I've got a plant stuck in my head. But I'm really not hating it so far. I'm going to put the rest of my makeup on. Once again, I'm going to do a very light, minimal kind of everyday makeup, how I would wear it kind of on no makeup days. So I'm going to put the rest of my makeup on. I'll come back. Our makeup is on. This is about as much makeup as I would wear on a no makeup day. So say if I was teaching my baby yoga class or baby massage class, this is pretty much how I do my face. I usually don't even bother with my eyes. I just thought I'd add a little bit of extra. Okay, so far I'm not mad at all. It's definitely got less coverage than the NYX, which is not a bad thing. This is what I would expect from something calling itself a tint. So it's very, very low coverage, very sheer. It's not really covering much. However, I have put a little bit of concealer on there. But it's just kind of, I think I mentioned in the NYX video that I could feel it on my skin and it kind of just sat on top of my skin, whilst this, if I press this, you don't get the marks that you did from the NYX. And this is without setting it with any powder. I've only dusted a little bit of powder under my eyes and just around my nose, because I know that's where I usually crease. Apart from that, I have no powder on whatsoever. and it's still not leaving those marks. I can't feel anything on my skin. I just feel like I put a moisturizer on. Yeah, I'm quietly optimistic at this stage. I'm gonna do like I did in the previous video, so I'm gonna leave now for a couple of hours. I have no idea what time it is. 10 o'clock maybe? I'm gonna check what time it is, and then I'm gonna leave it a couple of hours and check in. I'm gonna go and clean my brushes from my Ladies' Days jobs yesterday. And that should probably take a couple of hours because there are a lot of them. And then I'll do a check-in and see where we're up to. But yeah, so far, so good. So just like I did in the previous video, I do an immediate check-in in natural light, just to show you the absolute mess that is my makeup room. I do apologise. Also, cats. But just to show you what it looks like in natural light, I am quite happy so far. It's looking quite nice. I mean, we have lines, but that's just something we have to live with, I'm afraid. So yeah, natural light. I'll see you in a couple of hours. So it turned out that a couple of hours later, my whole family had come home and they are incredibly noisy. So I'm just doing a quick voice over here just to show you. So yeah, it has settled a little bit, as you can see, in lines, but nothing kind of terrible, no more than my regular foundation would do. Obviously, I'm in natural light in my front room and I'm still quite happy. I think it's still looking really nice. So yeah, this is, I think, 3-4 hours in. And yeah, not mad at all. So I'm doing a second check-in now while we still have some daylight left. I must say, this is pretty much what I wanted from a serum, from a tinted serum. It's looking really nice. Obviously it's settling in some lines and things like that, but I can deal with that. If I was to go out and wearing it all day, I will just pop a little bit of powder on, or to be fair, just doing that kind of makes it go away. My husband is cutting the grass, which is why it sounds like this. So I'm gonna end this video here because I don't have anything really negative to say. It's what I'd expect from a tinted serum. I will definitely be using it more, and yeah, much better than the previous video. So do stay tuned for part 3, which is the fine skin tint, which is also a TikTok find, so that could go either way. But apart from that, like and subscribe, and let me know what you'd like to see next, and I will see you in part 3. Bye.